Hey, I'm Father Paul. It's Saturday, January 18th, and we are back with more Good Book Club. So we're reading Gospel of John, chapter 4, starting at the 43rd verse through the 54th. After 2 days, Jesus left for Galilee. Jesus himself had testified that prophets have no honor in their own country. When he came to Galilee, the Galileans welcomed him because they had seen all the things he had done in Jerusalem during the festival, for they had also been at the festival. He returned to Cana in Galilee, where he had turned water into wine. In Capernaum there was a certain royal official whose son was sick. When he heard that Jesus was coming from Judea to Galilee, he went out to meet him and asked Jesus if he would come and heal his son, for his son was about to die. Jesus said to him, "Unless you see miraculous signs and wonders, you won't believe." The royal official said to him, "Lord, come before my son dies." Jesus replied, "Go home, your son lives." The man believed the word that Jesus spoke to him and set out for his home. While he was on his way, his servants were already coming to meet him. They said, "Your son lives." So he asked them at what time his son had started to get better, and they said, "The fever left him yesterday at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon." Then the father realized that this was the hour when Jesus had said to him, "Your son lives." And he and his entire household believed in Jesus. This was the second miraculous sign Jesus did while going from Judea to Galilee. It's interesting to hear the miraculous signs and the stories of Jesus healing in the Gospels. And we often pray for those who are sick and in need. And we don't always observe miraculous healings in the way that the Gospel records. But it doesn't diminish the value of the prayers. And indeed, we see some of this borne out as the disciples go out. They witness miraculous things at times, and at other moments struggle. And so the belief that he's relaying in terms of being in his hometown, I wonder if we don't also experience that on some level in terms of it being our home faith too, having been in it from the beginning of our lives and the beginning of our being. We may not have learned to rely on it or trust in it in the same way that Jesus is extending to those he meets along the way. Also, I suppose, always on a personal note, the notion of Jesus not being as welcomed in his hometown. As clergy, we sometimes wonder how we'll be received. And we see that in moving from place to place, sometimes the ordination that we're trying to live into, or the calling that we've received within the context of the church, is received anew and differently than in our own hometown. Thanks for being part of the Good Book Club, listening along, participating in this way. We'll hope to see you in church.